Hello and thanks for watching. I've loved HiFi for as long as I can remember, and lately I've found I've become a bit of an eBay HiFi fanatic. I've been buying pieces of HiFi that I used to want when I was a teenager, but at that time couldn't afford it. I've also enjoyed watching other people's videos on YouTube, so I thought, well, why not make my own? So here goes. This video is about a piece I bought recently, which is a NAD receiver from about 1983. It originally cost £179, but I got it for quite a bit less. I hope you enjoy it. Right, this is the NAD 7120. It's got in the front some tone controls, balance, volume, loudness switch, bass equalization. There's inputs for tape, auxiliary, phono for turntable, AM, FM, several presets, a somewhat flimsy rocker switch for tuning up and down, and a store button to store the sync stations. Around the back there's a fairly large heatsink, some spring-loaded speaker terminals, a 5-pin DIN socket, phono inputs and outputs, and the aerial socket. And there's also this plug which used to be for a master plug distribution box, so I'll change that over and then we'll start it up, see what it's like. Right, so I've changed the plug, I've hooked up a ribbon aerial at the back. Let's see if there's a sign of life. That was a green dot there, which is always encouraging. It's on the auxiliary input at the moment, so let's change to FM. And there's some buttons. We go back here. I definitely saw a red light come on at some point, which I hope is a stereo indicator. There we go, so I guess it's getting something. What I do notice about this is that there isn't what you might call any muting buttons or a stereo to mono button, which might make tuning into distant signals a bit more tricky. But anyway, let's hook it up to the speakers and see how it sounds. Right, let's turn the thing on. You do get quite a thump when you start, but I've listened to this through phono input, I've listened to it through the CD input, and I've listened to it through the tuner input. And it's definitely better with a phono. Overall, compared to my present amplifier, it sounds quite a bit more congested in the mid-range, but as I say, there's an awful lot more power. Now, if we start off with the tuner input, if we go to FM, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but I really didn't have to change the volume much to get decent volume output. Right, if we look at the tuning section more closely, this rocker switch moves up and down through the frequency range, and you can move in 0.05 increments, or if you hold it down, it'll scroll through quicker. What it doesn't do is search for you. So if you find a station you like and you want to set a preset, you press in enter, you press in one of those, take them both out, and that's stored. Overall, it's got pretty good sensitivity, and I'm quite happy with the tuning section from this. Okay, so that was the NAD 7120 receiver, and overall I'm pretty pleased with it. The receiver is based on the NAD 3020 amplifier, or one of its variants, plus a tuner section in the same casing. Interestingly, if you go for the amplifier on eBay, if you could pay £100 easily for 3020 or 3020A. Yet the receivers seem to go for under half the price. I got that for £35. Overall, sound-wise, it's the sort of thing I think I could see myself having in my shed. It's certainly not good enough for my main system. The mid-range is quite congested and a bit muddy, but it's got a good bass, it's got plenty of power, and I suspect the phono preamp is very good. It's in fact the sort of thing I might think about using the phono preamp on its own. What you do is you hook up a turntable to the phono input, and then you take a line out from the tape out socket into another amplifier. The tuner section is also pretty good. So there we are. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's of interest to you, and I think I'll probably put some more on because I've quite enjoyed the process. Thank you for watching.